After I shot the first and second guy, I moved forward through training from OPD, SWAT team. We always was called press forward, you know, always going to the threat instead of the threat coming to us. In my mind, I was going to go locate the third guy who I thought was on the other side of the pumps. When I got to the end of the pump, the suspect vehicle, the getaway car, was moving forward. And as I looked at the driver, I immediately recognized that I underestimated the fact that there were 3 gunmen. There was going to be actually 4. The guy driving the car did not have on a ski mask. He had very large eyes. He was shocked. And when I looked at him, I knew he was not one of the 3. By the time my attention was drawn back to the back of the car, the third gunman who had took my watch engaged me in gunfire and started shooting. He and I exchanged gunfire until I ran out of ammo. During that exchange of gunfire, I remember very, very distinctly the first round that hit me. I was hit in my left hand as I was shooting towards him, and it felt like I didn't get shot. It felt like I had licked my finger and stuck it into a light socket and had 1,000 volts of electricity run through my body. The second round hit me in my arm. I continued to fire until my gun ran out. I got hit a second and third time in my left side of my torso. At that point in my mind, I did not see the first guy that I shot at. He was off to my left, but in my recollection, I believe he was shooting at me as well. At that point, my gun was empty. I was hit. I fell down on the ground, and my mind just started thinking about how to survive the rest of this incident. The first thing I thought about was I needed to get as far as I could away from the gunman. So I then scooted on the ground as fast as I could towards the back of the car. When I got to the back of the car while on the ground, I started thinking about different tactical classes I've been to in terms of how to survive gunshots. And the first thing I did is I turned onto my right side to take away the front of my torso so that if I got hit additionally, it would be in areas that were less likely to cause a fatal gunshot wound. The second thing I did is I raised my left foot up because I started thinking to myself, if he comes around, he's gonna come try to shoot me in the face and execute me. So I want to be prepared to either fight him off, kick him off, or create some distance. What I also did is when he would reach around the pump and start shooting, fortunately for me, he did not know my gun was empty. So every time he would pop out and shoot at me, I would point my gun as if I was shooting at him, which then caused him to retreat. He then did that 2 or 3 times until his gun ran dry, was emptied. He ended up trying to drag the gentleman that I shot at the front of the truck with him. His injuries were so significant that he knew that he was no longer alive. The 3 other subjects got in the car and fled.